Okay, so for the first time ever, there actually is a controversy, that actually are people upset on the Twitter regarding Guilty Gear decision to make one of their character trans. Usually when I hear, oh, there's some far-right trolls on the internet, I like, where? I don't see them, but now I do see them. They exist. So, Bridgete is a character from Guilty Gear. They existed for several iterations, and it makes sense that they are trans because the Twitter Gestapo in 2022 would not allow the artistic freedom of having Bridgete as a very feminine gay man. Okay, because that reinforces harmful stereotypes. The academia from America has worked hard in order to educate you, bigot, and people on Twitter would be upset. However, a trans character that is progressive, that is enriching the American culture, it makes it easy from the lady working at the marketing department, because now any criticism levied at the game can be dismissed that is due to transphobia, so her job is now easier. The game is selling a lot more. I personally do not care. I just want to say, I don't care. It's a fighting game. I mean, it's just like one line in the ending. I generally don't care. But other people do care. They're upset. You know, at the end of the day, you can choose not to like the entertainment for whatever reason. Like, it's not like food or water. It's not an essential thing. If you like entertainment, buy it. If you don't like it, don't buy it. Like, honestly, there are more important issues to concern about, like the price of gas, like inflation. You know, inflation prevents people from buying video games. Let's have it at that. You want video games to be inclusive, lower inflation, lower gas, lower the cost of living, so more people can play video games. That is true inclusivity that the American mind cannot wrap its brain around. They cannot comprehend the truth of the matter, and this is why you're on my channel, so I can tell you the truth, goddammit. But, you want diversity in video games? Make the government to print less money, so that the minorities and the marginalized people can have more wealth, and then they can purchase the essential entertainment. Okay, with that out of the way. That is a Marxist word that you need to be familiar with, because progressive individuals, they go at the academia to enrich themselves culturally, and they use a different language than me and you. Right? So the same things that they use actually mean something else. For example, the word authenticity. Like, what does it mean to be an authentic character? Huh? Do you know what that means? You probably don't. For a Marxist, they believe that they know the human experience, okay? Like a Marxist from the academia, a gender studies graduate, they look at you and you don't need to say a single thing because they know everything there is to know about you as a human being, okay? Like, they're like Charles Xavier. They take a look at you and they know everything because they already put you in a box, right? Based on your gender, based on your sexual identity, based on all of these factors, they know everything there is to know about you. So, they consider that the human experience is based around identity. As such, a trans person can only be represented by another trans person. So if you have, like in this situation, you have the voice actress of Bridgete voiced by a non-trans person, then it doesn't have authenticity. Now you may say, well, hold on a little bit, V. Aren't these the exact same people that argue for the best actor for the job? Like, aren't these the same people that argue for black elves in Lord of the Rings and having diversity in The Witcher? Like, aren't these people that really want the best actor for the job? What do you mean about authenticity? And the answer is it's complicated, okay? They don't really care about the best actor, or they don't care about the company making money. What the activist cares the most is the fact that the company is making money and they're not making money. Okay, like any left-leaning person is fuming at the fact that there is a transaction happening and they're not getting a cut from that. So how can they get a cut? Well, they are training activists into the diversity, inclusion, equity ideology. And then they want those activists to be hired at corporations to be placed in positions of power, to create unions so that they demand more activists be hired, so that they demand for more of these positions of apparatchiks, of commissars, of censors, right? Like they want the company to hire more activists, like more people that think like them. So this is what the shtick is all about, right? They don't care about the fact that, oh, well, this character is voiced by someone else. You know, like, no, they want this character to be voiced by an activist. Like someone that demands more inclusivity. What does that mean? Well, more money allocated for inclusive programs. Who's in charge of inclusive programs? More activists. So they want the corporations to pay them more cash. This is what it's about. It's what woke capitalism is about. It has nothing to do with transgender people. They're just used as an ideological tool, as a cudgel, in order to get their foot into the door. They really don't care about the identities and all of this nonsense, right? They don't care if the company makes money, if they sell things. They really don't. All they want is to get money themselves. So they want their activists in the company. This is what it's about. Now, the people in the press, notice how they selectively choose which of the voices they get to respect and which ones they don't. So when you have Lord of the Rings, right, and people on the forums, they're complaining, it's like, well, there's no authenticity in Lord of the Rings. Like, we are noticing a huge move away from the original idea, from the original concept. Well, then the press will say, oh, it's just a couple of trolls on the internet, some loud voices that are attacking the fandom and blah, 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 right? So very disparaging, treated as if it's a non-issue. Because that's what the press can do, because they have the power to gatekeep. Meanwhile, when you have the activists say, oh, well, you know, this is not acceptable. Like, what do you mean? The voice of the character that is trans is not a trans person? Like, no, it needs to be a trans person of the exact same age, of the exact same nationality, of the exact same ethnicity, because that's how acting works, right? Like, that's what it means to be an actor. Like, if you play Zeus, you better be a god of Olympus, because otherwise, how can you play him? There's no authenticity. But the press treats these activists with respect, right? Like, they amplify their voices. Oh, no, like, these are compassionate, empathetic people that want the best for mankind, that want the best for you. They just don't want the gas prices to lower, and they also don't want inflation to go away. But other than that, like, they are so empathetic people. Like, they can't sleep at night because, like, they're so filled with empathy. And they're so filled with empathy, and they want to help people. How? By getting activists into video game corporations. And they're going to fix the world like that, chat. They're going to fix the world. So that is like modern day American activism. It used to be about feeding the homeless, caring about orphan children, helping people, like legitimately going out there in a soup kitchen. And well, now it's about like having an activist group, training activists, and getting your activists into corporations to justify your activism, and hopefully making some money while doing it. Let me know what you guys think though, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.